I'm sorry, Hyde. I can't help you. You're up against immortals. If I had my laboratory, then maybe we'd have a chance. But I have nothing to work with here. If you want to survive, you're going to have to go back to Twilight and beg her forgiveness. Beg? Look around you, prima donna. Can you really accept this? The Earth Ponies are treating this strange place like heaven, but there is nothing to eat here but grass. Could you even imagine you might have to eat grass in your lifetime? No. But we have to face facts, Hyde. You have been outside this pocket dimension, you know the truth of it. We are trapped here until Ghidra and Twilight decide to drop us off on some Celestia-forsaken planet that will likely make this seem a paradise. Celestia's failure has damned us well and good. Or do you have a scheme of some kind to reverse our fortunes? We are unicorns. Sure, Celestia's gone, but our combined magic is still a force to be reckoned with. I think we relied on Celestia more than we needed to. What can the Earth Ponies do if we decide to force them back into servitude? Well, I suppose if it were only them to worry about, they would have little chance against us. But it comes back to Ghidra, doesn't it? He has 5 immortals backing him up, and he inexplicably seems to favor the Earth Ponies over us. And let's not forget, the dragons and the Pegasi, I have no doubt they would back him up in a fight. You are correct, but there is a weakness here we can exploit. It will require resolve on our part, but if we are courageous, we can still restore our rightful place. So, you do have a scheme after all. I'm listening. It is this very place, this pocket dimension, whatever you wish to call it. I am not an expert, but I have been secretly in discussion with some who are. If we can get 1,000 or so unicorns of some ability to assist us, we can potentially destabilize and collapse the entire dimension. You call that a scheme? That's suicidal madness. That would kill everyone here, including us. Perhaps it would kill us, but can you really call this living? Besides, we won't have to actually do it. It's enough that we can. For you see, there is another exploit. It's Ghidra himself. He has a truly exploitable weakness. What weakness could he possibly have? First, he seems to truly care about these peasants. And the second is his honor. He is bound by his word. So if we threaten to destroy his little friends, we can compel him to promise to restore us to our rightful place, and he will be compelled by honor to see it done. Is the Lord of Terror really that simple? He is. Then, we need to gather the nobles. With one exception. Prince Blueblood. He can't be trusted. He's been courting that Earth Pony mare. He is dead to us now. Well, of course, Hyde. That goes without saying.
You are bold to summon the Prince of Terror. I trust this matter is serious.
Deadly serious.
You again. Have you learned nothing?
I've learned plenty. I learned you will not be courted by reason, so you shall be compelled by force.
Oh? So you wish to challenge my power?
I wouldn't dream of it. Your prowess in battle is legend. But while you can defend yourself well enough, you can't stop us from what we are about to do.
Loose your threats then, and be done with it.
Unless you swear upon your element to restore us to our rightful place, we shall collapse Elysium and kill everyone in it. What? You would go that far? Does being in power matter so much that you are willing to commit genocide to get it? How could you possibly understand our plight, Twilight? You haven't had to give up your privileged status, have you? You can't even imagine the price I paid for my so-called privilege. I had to work for everything I have. Oh, I've paid the price for power many times over, Twilight. My privilege may have been easily gained, but it is also easily lost. I had to make many terrible sacrifices to keep the status I was born to, and I'm prepared to make as many more as I need to. I'm sorry, Guy. I really thought I had this problem under control.
These are your people, Twilight. Is there nothing else you can do to dissuade them from their current course?
I'm afraid not. The High Nobles have the most to lose, and I suppose this kind of desperate act was inevitable.
In that case, would you like me to handle this my way?
By all means.
Very well then. High Day, it is within my power to grant your wish. Are you sure being restored to your rightful place is truly your heart's desire?
Of course it is. It's all any of us want, and we will pay any price to get it.
Very well then. Once I've restored you to your rightful place, you must swear upon your horns that you will cause no more mischief, and that you will live in peace aboard my ship, however long you happen to remain here.
Upon my horn? But that's simply not done.
And why is that? There is no point in hiding it. I can simply ask Twilight if you refuse to speak.
It is a binding curse. What is sworn upon the horn must be done.
Well, if you will not bind yourself to doing no more mischief, then binding myself to your demands is futile. You will simply threaten Elysium again anytime you have a complaint. So either go ahead and destroy yourselves and everyone here, or make your oath.
So be it. We swear upon our horns to live in peace and cause no more mischief while we are on your ship, so long as you fulfill your promise and restore us to our rightful place.
Then I also swear upon my element that I shall restore you and all the nobles gathered here to your rightful place. The magic of the elements has heard, and the covenant is struck. Now, slaves, bow to me.
What is happening? I can't stop myself. Slavery isn't our rightful place. We are the masters. What trickery is this? How have you deceived us?
That is not possible. My element would not allow it. You are deceived, but not by me. You are deceived by your own ancestors. For you see, in ancient times there were no unicorns or Pegasi. Celestius created both races for his own purposes. He needed an army. However, the ponies of Haven were so wealthy and self-indulgent, they had no interest in risking their lives in a war. So instead, he took prisoners and offered them clemency in exchange for allowing them to be altered and pressed into military service. The violent prisoners he turned into Pegasi to serve him in the front lines. The thieves, embezzlers, and con mayors he turned into unicorns to work as his private slaves and craft his battle magic. In truth, your rightful place is to work as slaves for the immortals for all eternity. Your horn is in fact a double-edged sword. It gives you easier access to the power of the elements, but it can also be used by an immortal who knows the right magic to compel your service. Of course, since you were born free, you needed to consent to the activation protocol before I could use it. And here you are, demanding that it be done.
No! No!
Silence, slave.
Ah!
Better. You shall live in peace and give no further thought to oppressing others. Your days as masters are at an end. Pray that one day I tire of your service and let you loose on some planet on our journey where you can take turns oppressing one another. Until then, you will serve at my whim, doing any dangerous or difficult work I deem necessary.
I had no idea. Why didn't Celestia ever exploit that weakness?
I expect she would have, if she'd known how. The magical key is very specific. My father deciphered it in anticipation of war, and gave that knowledge to me. Without that key, Celestia could not have done what I just did.
I'm surprised you haven't used it until now.
As you just saw, the circumstances for its use are narrow, and the morality of using it even more so. In truth, I learned the key only so I could free the unicorns to create chaos in battle, or make use of a spy. I never expected to use it like this.
How long are you going to leave them like that?
They have made it very clear that they are a danger to us as well as to themselves, so I will leave them bound until I find a place to dump them. In the meantime, I shall be good to my word and find humbling work for them to do. If they manage to learn some humility before I release them, maybe they have a chance to free themselves from this mad legacy of Celestius and Celestia.
And what about the rest of the unicorns?
They are still free. They can choose to go with us to Equus and Draconis, or leave with their nobles.
I hope we don't all end up killing each other before we get there. At this rate, I have my doubts.
Unfortunately, by saving all the peoples of Equestria, we save not just their lives, but also all the problems that brought about Equestria's destruction in the first place.
And yet, you just effortlessly saved everyone once again. You even managed to find a way to spare your enemies. I believe in you, Guy. We are going to make it. We didn't save all these ponies in vain. We are going to find a way.